Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. We are live right now, live from the village right now. It is 8:48 right now. A little bit late right now. What up, Ben? Ben's in the house right now. Oh yeah, started a little bit late. Has a few had a few things to take care of, but it's all good. So yeah, a little bit late right now. About to watch Shootfighter right now. I'll try and get the movie started real quick right now, not to waste too much time right now. But I'm doing pretty good right now, Ben. Hope you're doing well too. Oh, okay. So yeah, it is Shootfighter today. Shootfighter 2. I'm watching it on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it there. If you have it on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever else you got it on VHS, you can watch it along. I get it ready on Zero and I let you know when to press play. But if you don't got it, if you don't want to get it, it's all good. We can still come along and have some fun. All right then. Let me switch over to this screen and just chill for a little bit. Okay, yeah. What up, Ben? Yeah, good. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, just started a little bit late. I suppose it'll be a half hour, but yeah, a little bit more than a half hour. But here we are. Just a few things to take care of. Is all. But it's all good. It's all good. How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream. By the way, I'm probably gonna have to mention. Breath. Let me catch my breath. We're starting late. Let me not rush too much. Thursday's live stream, I'm gonna have to cancel. So let me say that now. I'll probably mention it again. I'll try and pull up a community thing later as well. But yeah, I'm gonna have to cancel Thursday's live stream. It's just due to some things that's happened, which means that I'm gonna have to spend as much time as possible driving that cab to make up. So the car that I drive needs a coolant refilled, right? Needs a coolant refilled, which is a pretty straightforward job, to be fair. At least as far as I understand, it's a pretty straightforward job. But unfortunately, I can't book it in until Wednesday. So I can't drive the car until it gets refilled, because I ain't trying to blow up the car without the coolant at the right levels. So I can't get done until Wednesday, which means I've had to impromptu take pretty much a whole weekend off, because I wasn't able to use the car for the weekend, and well, not today or tomorrow, and then Wednesday I could take it to Quick Fit. So yeah, which pretty much means that I'm gonna have to do as much cab work as possible to try and make up for the lost time for the rest of this week, and next week as well. I mean, next week I should still be able to do the live streams as normal, but yeah, pretty much every other time I'm gonna have to spend driving that cab to try and make up. But yeah, it just means that this Thursday I'm gonna have to cancel this Thursday live stream. So we can't go to the cave, the North Cave, and face off Sephiroth this Thursday. That's gonna have to wait till the following Thursday, and hopefully we're able to do that then. But yeah, right now it is Shootfighter 2. We watched Shootfighter 1, I think about 4 weeks ago. I'm not sure exactly when, but it was a little while ago I watched it. That was with William Zabka, Bolo Young. I forget the other guy's name. I think he's in this as well though. But yeah, they got involved in some shady business. The guy wanted to bring Bolo Young back into the shoot fighting world. And he kind of succeeded, but to his own detriment. So we'll see what happens with Shootfighter 2. Bolo Young's back, William Zabka's back. I think they're all pretty much back. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how this one works out. How this one turns out. But yeah, man, how you doing? Oof. How's your day going? How's your day been? Fortunately, I won't be in the stream tomorrow, as I'm going with 2 former work colleagues to Kent in the evening, so I guess it'll be my last time for a week. Oof, wow. Well, hope you have fun. What up, Brax? Brax bivving the place to bivvy. It's been good, thanks. I watched Shootfighter, Fight to the Death 993, and Shootfighter 2. Oh, you watching both today? Okay, so you already know what's going to happen. Well, no spoilers. I'm watching Shootfighter 2 for the first time, but Shootfighter Fight to the Death, yeah, we watched that a while back. But yeah, my day's been okay. My day's been okay. Like I said, I wasn't able to do any cab work just due to the coolant in the car needs to be refilled. Apparently, it's not hard to do. Like I looked up on YouTube to how to about refilling coolant. It's not a hard thing to do, by the looks of it. Like it's literally just pouring the coolant into the thing. The only thing is that you need a tool to take the cap off. Like you can't twist it off by hand. You need I guess like a spanner or something to take the cap off. And the type of coolant that my car uses or needs is pretty expensive. It's like £80 for for like that for a bottle of it. You get I don't know how much is in the bottle, but you get I guess it's a pretty large bottle. You get it's like 80. So it's not hard to do, but yeah, kind of expensive. But quick fit, because the car's not mine, like I said, the car's rented. They have like the rental company has a deal with Quick Fit, and so they'll to do it, and it won't cost me anything. But I just gotta wait till Wednesday for them to get it done. Is all. No, just Shootfighter 1 I've seen, but not the first one. No, not the second one. About to watch that now. But yeah, no spoilers. About to see it, so here we go, here we go. In fact, you know, since we started late, let's not take too much time getting this movie started. Ain't trying to be here all night. So let me switch over to this screen. Which button is it again? This one. What's this button? Switch over to this screen. Yeah, I'm all ready. So we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, play. So in 3, 2, 1, play. Shootfighter 2. Even more shootier. How you doing, Brax? What's been happening in Brax world? First Shootfighter 2, and not just because Christy Iceberg, who plays Sherry, is top of well, that certainly helped. This felt it was more gripping storyline and more characters to invest in, but okay, fair enough, fair enough. I think the main characters in the first one are back in this one. I think all the main characters are back. Well, apart from I forget the bad guy's name. I forget his name. I don't think he's back. Nothing much. Oh, come on, that's no good. Gotta do something. Burning daylight, Brax. You're burning daylight. You know, actually, speaking of that, what did I watch recently? I think, was it a podcast? I'm not sure. I can't remember what I was watching. I think it might have been a podcast or something. Anyway, the person who was talking was saying that you know, when his dad or his mom, you know, would ask him what he's doing, and he would say nothing. You know, I'm not doing anything else. There's nothing, and it was saying that they wouldn't accept that as an answer. That you have to be doing something. Like you have to think about what exactly it is you're doing. Like if you're breathing, if you're thinking about things you're going to do, you have to be doing something. You can't be doing nothing. Which of course is technically true because at any time of the day you're always doing something, right? But I just thought it was an interesting kind of thing where we get so used to just saying nothing, but the truth is we are always doing something. And I don't know if this is the lesson they were trying to impart, but what I took from that was that, you know, it's important to just be kind of mindful about your state at any one time. That, you know, the things you do, you know, not say everything you do has to have some kind of deeper purpose to it. I mean, of course, you can't just be in the moment and be having fun, but at the same time, you have to be aware that that's what you're doing. You're just being in your moment. You're relaxing. You're, you know, rejuvenating, revitalizing. You know, you're never just doing nothing. You know what I mean? But it's just that we don't always give credence to, I guess, some of the things that we do if they don't have a tangible, if they don't say have a tangible outcome or something. You know what I mean? That's something that you could say, that you could quantify. You know, but we're always doing something. So yeah, I can't remember where I saw it though. It was recently. I was hearing. I think it was a podcast, but I can't remember which podcast. Or it might have been on a video. I really don't remember. Some interview or something. Nothing much. Nothing special. It's good. Awesome. That's good to hear though. Do you listen to many podcasts, Haze? There's a few that I try to listen to on a fairly regular basis. I mean, I guess when it comes down to it, you're never going to listen to every episode of every podcast, right? Except mine, of course. You got to listen to every episode of my one. But I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, any podcast that's been around for quite a while, you're never going to listen to every episode of every podcast. But yeah, I do try to. I mean, especially I think even before I started my podcast, I was a podcast listener. I'd say that I've probably started listening to podcasts more since I started my podcast though. And part of that is trying to understand the medium better. Because of course you can learn things that help you, right? But yeah, no, I'm a fan of podcasts in the sense that I like the idea of having something that is kind of catered towards, you know, a specific interest, whereas news can be very general, radio could be very general, podcasts could be a bit more specific, which of course has its pros and cons, right? I mean, you don't want to just live in some kind of bubble where everybody has the same ideas, but even still, I think it's just good to have something where you can just that caters towards the things that you're interested in. Listen to that for an hour or two, and yeah. No more killing. Is there subtitles in this? No subtitles. Man, getting smacked up though. How about you guys? Do you listen to podcasts? If so, which ones? I'll tell you some of mine as well, actually. So I don't think I did that. So yeah. True. I mean, the podcasts that I listen to on a regular basis, or let's say semi-regular basis, because it's like I said, it's not like I listen to every episode, every podcast. But the ones that I listen to the most would be Diary of a CEO, by Stephen. I can't remember his last name. Stephen something. It's called Diary of a CEO. I listen to Last Stand Media's podcast. There's two that they do. Well, there's a few, but the ones I listen to are called Defining Duke, which is an Xbox-based podcast, and Sacred Symbols, which is a PlayStation podcast. They have a few others that I check out from time to time as well, but those are the two main ones I check there. Joe Rogan I listen to from time to time. My Bialik's podcast I listen to every so often. And then be less frequency, the Impulsive podcast, like if they've got like a guest that I'm interested in, I might check that out. Or John Bernthald's Real Ones, I check that out from time to time. I don't listen to podcasts, to be honest. I usually just consume videos instead. I know some are in video format though. Yeah, quite a lot of them. I think most, if not all of them, have video versions of their podcast these days. I think probably, I'd imagine at least 99% of podcasts have video formats as well. I don't know what the exact percentage is, but a lot do. That being said, I mean, yeah, I get it, because they're often like an hour, you know what I mean, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes they can be really long, and you don't necessarily want to sit in front of your computer and watch a podcast for 3 hours. Like I don't imagine very many people actually do that, but you might have it on, you know, while you're cleaning or doing some house chores. Or I usually have them on when I'm driving, when I'm doing cab work. I put put it on the stereo, on the Bluetooth. Or more recently, I might go walking and put a podcast on. Maybe something special is going on and I don't know about it. Hell, I don't know anyway. So is something special going on? It's kind of a cryptic message. Is something special going on? If so, what it is, pray tell. Boy, this guy's business. I mean, serious. This guy means business. My man. I do like audio though to fall asleep to. Often find background noise helps me to get sleep. Yeah, no, for sure. Like certain noises and sounds can help with that. It's because I very rarely use my phone other than for texting and making calls. I'm old school like that. Hey, a phone is not just a phone anymore, man. A phone hasn't been just a phone for a long time now. Even watches aren't just watches anymore. This guy looks like a 1990s Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So you say you use your phone for just calls and texts. What kind of phone you rocking? Don't tell me it's like some old school 1993 Nokia or something. what kind of phone you rocking, Ben? Does it at least have a touch screen on it? Like, what? Was it still got the push buttons? Like, what are we talking here? How about you, Brex? What type of phone you rocking these days? I'm using mostly the OnePlus 9 Pro is my main phone. It's a pretty cool phone. I like it. I've been using it for a little over a year now. This guy wearing two belts. Can't trust a man that wears two belts. Of course, Bolo knows him, right? Oh, Bolo knows him. Oh, we go. You know, I do have an iPhone, albeit it's an old model, but iPhones have been hand-me-downs. For that, I had a Nokia 3310 and some other non-smartphones. 3310, bro. That is a classic phone, though. Can't lie, man. That is a classic phone, the 3310. In fact, I feel like the whole kind of 33 Nokia series, like back in the day, was just classic. Like you had Snake on that. This is like what, 19? I want to say like late 90s, maybe up until like the early 2000s. Yeah, if you like the 3310, like yeah, Snake. That was the game, man, boy. Before all the apps, you know what I mean? Before all of that. Yo, what up, iKid? iKid, how you doing, man? I don't think my early message went through, but gotta get back to work. Talk to you soon. I appreciate coming through. So if it didn't come through, YouTube can be weird like that sometimes. Apparently, you're not the first to say that, so I don't know if there's a YouTube thing. I don't know what's causing that, but appreciate you coming through, iKid. By the way, guys, if you don't know, if you better get to know iKid, he streams a lot over on Twitch. And YouTube, actually knows more YouTube now, right? So yeah, check out iKid's YouTube channel. It streams a lot of Fortnite. Post the clips on TikTok and Insta and all that. So yeah, definitely check out iKid for a positive vibes, man. Positive vibes in the gaming space. You know, you come to my live streams and we talk about all kinds of crap and nonsense. Go to iKid and it's all good stuff. So it's a contrast. It's a contrast. You come to me for the crap. Go to iKid for the good stuff. All right, so that's how it goes. I provide all the filth. iKid provides all the good stuff. So go to the channel, check it out. So it's a good, positive environment. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. By the way, speaking of podcast, iKid and I did a podcast. I interviewed them as a while ago now. I think over a year ago. I think actually. But if you go to the podcast channel Uncivilized Art and look for bro, you changed your name a bunch of times, didn't you? What's your name back then? It was let me find it and I'll put the link. I'll put the link up. But yeah, I interviewed him a while back. So yeah, definitely check that out as well if you haven't already. Kid Y, yes, that was it. Kid Y. I think Kid Y was a Hoodoo kid for a while. Now it's iKid. The man with many names. I just sent you a message, by the way, iKid. Check stream. Okay, I'm just doing that now. Well, they're getting into it on this. This is like the Street Fighter. This is like Ken. You know that scene in Street that you know Ken's stage where they fight by the docks. That's what this is right here. maybe something is, who knows. Mine is Metro PC. Metro PCS. Was that a phone? And it's cost arm and a leg for some dodgy ringtone and wallpaper. Yeah. I remember them days. And that frog, ring ding ding ding. Oh, but that was so popular. It was like a whole song in the charts and everything. Oh, dude, I just. Alright. Alright, kid. If you're still in the chat, appreciate you. Alright, well, let me, no, yeah, no, I appreciate it. But let me, I'm gonna send you a message later. I don't mean to, I might have given the wrong impression about something, but let me send you a message later. But I appreciate it, man. That's big. That's big. This is like, you know, have you guys seen Enter the Dragon? This is what this is like so far. It's like Enter the Dragon meets Street Fighter. Mine's is from Metro. I don't even think I've ever heard of Metro as a phone company or any kind of company. There's some dodgy way they're going about trying to catch these guys, though, isn't it? Alright, since we're talking about phones, though, what is, in your opinion, the worst phone you've ever had? What is, in your opinion, the very worst phone you've ever had? For me, I'm gonna say it was the iPhone 4. It was, I mean, it was an okay phone to be fair, but it was super limited because, you know, iPhone. And in the end, it ended up breaking when it fell off my bike. But yeah, after that, actually no, I did have another iPhone after that. I think I had an iPhone 6, but that was a gift that was given to me. I wasn't one that I bought. I never bought another iPhone after that, but I was given an iPhone 6 at one time, and I didn't really like that either. So iPhones are just not for me. I couldn't really say, to be honest. Actually, I had some phone, even remember the no brand. But it had free, which was useless. Well, free as in a network free, like. Man, imagine being headbutt to death though. That's crazy. I remember very little about it. I got rid of it pretty quickly. And I'll throw it off. I just headbutt a man to death and walks out in that same suit. You know, Free when they started. I remember when Free started in the UK. They had a pretty rocky reputation because, like, they were doing these like really good deals, right? They were really cheap, but excuse me, they didn't have very good coverage apparently. Like back when they started, so it's kind of one of these things where it's like if you went with their service, you knew you probably weren't going to get good coverage, at least in most areas, or not maybe not most, but say quite a few areas. And I eventually did go with Free because they at least had coverage in, you know, my area. So I was like, all right, cool, we're good here. But yeah, you definitely noticed it when you traveled around that certain areas, like the reception would drop, and it could get pretty bad at times where everyone else is still on their phones talking normally, and you'd be like, "Hello, hello, hello, hello," you know, trying to get that one bar signal or something. But it's much better now, though. I would say it's much better now. So Brax, what's the best mobile phone network, like the best coverage in the United States? Or what's the worst? What's the best and the worst by your experience? The best, because I think AT&T is the one I hear about the most. I don't know if they're the best, but they're the ones I hear about the most. And I think T-Mobile are pretty big in America as well. But what, in your opinion, is the best coverage, and what, in your opinion, is the worst coverage in the United States, or at least in your part of the United States? Be right back. I. Why get hit if you don't have to? Indeed. Double or nothing. So I know this is not the shoot fighting bit, but even still, surely competitions like this can't be legal. This guy talks way too calm for a criminal. I mean, I know criminals can be calm, but this guy's way too calm. She's British. Being with Metro, someone else can answer that one for you. Ain't sure about it. Alright, no worries, no worries. Yeah, eating raw meat is actually not a good idea, by the way. Like, it would just make you sick. Oh, he cut his eye. Look at his face, man. He's all mean mugging like that. Mate, he's not playing at all. You see the way he's mean mugging him? Just man wants you to know he don't like you. Oh, wait, is this his brother? And he's the rebellious little brother, is that it? Oh, pushing his far out of the way. Is he biting him though? What up, Ben? I was about to say you missed the brotherly love scene, but well, you've seen this before anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, they just revealed that Shingo and the other guy are brothers. They got a history together. Yeah, been with one phone store. Which phone store is that, Brex? Did you see that coming? To be honest, I wasn't really giving it much thought, but I guess it kind of makes sense why he was so quick to want to go along. Wouldn't say I saw it coming, but you know, yeah. I get it. I get it. There's some nice moves in this fight, though. Palm trees. Oh, back when they were friends, huh? Oh, he just stuck him. Okay. We are about 40 minutes into this movie. you guys have a? Does anybody here have a smartwatch? And if so, which one do you have, and would you recommend it? Because I feel like I want to get a smartwatch at some point. I want to get one that has like a heart rate monitor and that whole thing, because mainly for like keeping track of like fitness and you know, health and stuff. I've seen a few around, but man, them things could be expensive though. So I'm like, you know what? Let me look around a little bit. Let me look around. I got back up. So when you watched this movie today, Ben, was that the first time you watched it, or have you seen it before? Man, smokes like a chimney. What's going on? This guy speaks like he's lived in the United States his whole life. We're supposed to just believe that he grew up in... Supposed to believe that he's Shingo's brother. Shingo could barely string two words together. It's like, mate. So close, so close. I don't have a smartwatch. It was my first time seeing both movies today. Thought I'd watch it before this live stream, so I wouldn't be able to multitask. I could be able to manage it. Well, appreciate that, man. I don't always manage it, to be fair. In fact, I'm not sure I ever manage it, but I try. I think it depends on the movie for sure. Some movies I think are easier to keep track of than others. You know, I think movies that are sort of super in depth with their story and plots and they're generally a bit harder to keep track of, which is why I generally don't do those on the live streams. But a film like this, I think I do okay. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing something, right? But darted him. He snuck out then. You did a good job. I appreciate that, Ben. Appreciate you. He's getting familiar. He's trying to get into that English muffin. He's trying to get that sausage and eggs. Oh, mate. Like I said, you come to me for the trash, dirty jokes. Go to iKid for the wholesome entertainment. Enjoy, Christy. I think it's William Zabka guy's enjoying her himself. The thing about sex scenes in movies, though, and, you know, let's be real, everybody likes boobies, of course, like, you know, let's not pretend otherwise. Everybody likes boobies. But the thing about sex scenes in movies, or more specifically nudity in movies, I should say, it never feels necessary to me. You know what I mean? Like, there's never, like, a time where, you know, there's a naked woman or naked guy, whatever it is, and it's like, wow, that was really necessary. You know what I mean? Like, it never feels like that was actually needed to convey the story, you know, to convey the feeling or the meaning or whatever you're trying to do. It just never feels necessary, you know? I think that's like the thing for me when it comes to this sorts of stuff. Like, sometimes it's probably not needed. Yo, what up, Jakes? But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, oh, he just smacks her. Like I say, everybody likes boobies. We all like boobies. I ain't trying to pretend. I ain't trying to say that. But it's like, well, they shoot a girl. Oh no, he didn't shoot her, did he? Doing alright, man. Doing alright. Just talking about nudity in movies, saying how it never really feels necessary. Like, it never feels like for example, there's sometimes, I mean, I say even with violence sometimes. Violence sometimes feels like it needs to be done in movies. Like, if they didn't have it, you're just going to have a completely different story, a completely different you know, feeling for the scene. You know what I mean? So I feel like violence is a little bit different. Violence sometimes does feel a bit necessary. When it's not there, when it should be, it stands out. Or when it shouldn't be there and it is, it stands out. You know. But nudity for me is just like, it never feels necessary. It just feels like awkward a lot of the time in movies. You know, I know, do you guys feel that as well? Anyone else? That's just me. Anytime we see like a nudie scene, it just feels awkward. It just feels, for me, it just feels awkward. Like, I don't know this woman like that, and I'm seeing her like that, and it's like, yeah. Maybe like me French girls, yeah. Oh, you know what though? Here's a piece of trivia. That scene where Jack is painting Kate Winslet, right? And you see a close-up of Jack's hand. That's not actually Leonardo DiCaprio's hand. That's actually James Cameron's hand in that close-up. Yeah, I agree. Nudity seems like it's shoehorned in just to be racy. I don't get me wrong. There's like lots of good movies that have nudity. You know, I'm not saying think it ruins the film or anything like that. Well, depends on the movie, but generally speaking, I wouldn't say it ruins the film. But yeah, it just never feels like it was actually needed. I've been good, thanks. Just enjoying my final day off. Oh, 1 day to go. Be back at work tomorrow. Back tomorrow, yeah. So already, I went quick. Time flies, man. Time flies. Back tomorrow, but I'm off again at the end of this month. Okay, nice. End of the month. That's what, 2 weeks where you go. Yeah, you're fine. Fly by, man. Fly by. Just close your eyes for 2 weeks. You'll be fine. How many films watched in the end? Yeah, did you watch because what was it, Scream, the Scream movies we're supposed to watch? Did you get through those in the end? Too busy playing games. What did you play though? What games did you get to play? Speaking of games, did I tell you guys I completed Cyberpunk 2077? Don't tell Sam. Well, Sam might be lurking in the background, might already know. Okay, for the Scream movies. All in good time, man. All in good time. You ever get a phone call out the blue with that Ghostface voice? Hello, little Jacob. What's your favorite scary movie? Anyway, I'm out in Kent tomorrow. There is no live stream on Thursday this week, so secret save for me until next Monday. Yeah, until then. So yeah, Jake's Brax. There's no live stream this Thursday. No live stream this Thursday. So tomorrow should go as normal, but yeah, no live stream this Thursday. I was looking forward to going into the North Cave to take on Sephiroth again, but that's gonna have to wait till the following week now. And Ben can't join us tomorrow. Ben's got to hang with his real life friends. That's so good. It's so good. It's actually good to when you get to hang out with like old friends from time to time, because like, well, assuming they're good friends, it's actually good to get to hang out, get to hang with some old friends, do some real life stuff, some IRL stuff. Can't be in front of your computer all day every day. It's not healthy. It's gonna be a quick review of Cyberpunk. I haven't played it. Yeah, but I own it. I'll say it's worth playing. Quick review without spoiling it though. I mean, you probably know a little bit about the general premise. It's a role-playing game set in set in 2077. In a world where you have sort of cybernetic enhancements, kind of like if you ever played Deus Ex, you know, that kind of thing. There's 3 different options when you start the game as to what type of character you want to play as. I'm not sure how much that affects the game because I'm only play as one. But I assume you get maybe slightly different missions or things like that. I'd assume. I don't know though. He is also my brother. Oh, you laugh at him for that, okay. But yeah, I really like Cyberpunk. It's a great game. Definitely have its quirks. They haven't worked out all the bugs. You know, when it was released, it was mad buggy. There are still maybe a few bugs here and there, but I say the bugs are pretty minor. But yeah, I'll say none of the bugs really ruin the game. Some of them stand out a bit more than I'd like, you know. Some of them are a bit noticeable. And just the game itself, when it comes to things like dialogue, it's a bit awkward at times, and the dialogue hardly ever feels natural. But as far as the game itself goes, like playing the game, the action, the mechanics, that sort of thing, it's pretty spot on. So yeah. Oh, they got Buffy in here. You can stop with Premier League LJ. You enjoying Final Fantasy 7 so far? I'm also at the end of Final Fantasy 7 actually. Just gonna get into the North Cave and take on Sephiroth, but I had to level up first because like they give each other flowers. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, I had to level up to before I can go inside the North Cave. So I did some leveling up last Thursday. Was supposed to go to the cave this Thursday, but not. It's gonna have to wait till the following Thursday. But yeah, I've been enjoying it, even though it's been pissing me off. I've been enjoying it. Initially, was it's with bugs, yeah. Decent assignments. That's one of my regrets, not completing Final Fantasy 7 back in the day. Yeah, no, for sure. That was my thing as well. Like, I never played it when it got released, but when I did play it and ended up not completing it, ended up with a corrupt save file actually. So for the longest time, I never played it. And now I'm finally playing it again. And I'm all the way at the end. But it's like that final boss ain't no joke, man. Final boss ain't no joke at all. Save file corrupted as well. It's a long. Oh, for sure, for sure. I think I put about 60 hours into the game, or near enough to 60 hours. Can you believe that? 60 hours. Can you imagine that? 60 hours. Like, where do I have 60 hours to play? I don't know how I managed to do it. I somehow managed to fit. To be fair, I've been playing that game probably since, I want to say, March. It was earlier in the year. I think I started it. It was earlier in the year. I think I started it. So between, let's say, about March and now, it's been about 60 hours. But March and now is what? March, April, May, June, July. That's 4 months. Maybe about 4 or 5 months. 60 hours over a 4 or 5 month period. That's yeah. That's how much time I have to play games these days. Well, to start all over again, 60 hours that gives you some idea how long the game is here for sure. And I still haven't even completed it yet. But I think it's near 6 hours, like 55, 56, something like that, I think. But it's a long. When I first played Final Fantasy 7, I literally did all 90s and still didn't complete it. Oof. Some marathon sessions. Yeah, back in the day, though, you can do them marathon sessions, don't it? Like, just sitting in a game for like 8+ hours or something. It's not even a thing. Oh, you got caught. When was the last time you did a marathon? When was the last time you did a game session longer than, let's say, 3 hours? Oh, you set them up. When was the last time you did a game session for more than 3 hours? like just 3 hours solid gaming. I ain't gonna lie, the last time I did it was maybe this week. But that's just because I had to end up having some impromptu time. But in a normal week, I think the last time I was able to do that, it would have been years ago. Like even on the live streams, I don't think I've been able to do more than 3 hours on a live stream gaming. But yeah, it's just life's not like that, man. Well, not for us anyway. Playing nothing as of now. I think I did that with Zelda for a while when it came out. I did 3 hours straight on my day off from work. But yeah, I just remember like back in late 90s, early 2000s. I think for me, from probably about 97, 98 up until around, I want to say 2015, that period, I'd say about 98, so that's about 97 to 2015. That for me was like my peak gaming period. Like that's when I played just the most amount of games. Like, you know, I played games before that, of course, and I played a lot of games before that, and played games after that, of course. But I feel like that period, from around approximately about 97, 98 up until around about 2015, is like for me like period where I was just like on it. You know what I mean? I was playing like a lot of the latest games. You know, I was platinum games, like doing all the trophies and stuff like that. I had games consoles, gaming PCs. I was just on it. I was just on it. Oh, they're making it. My peak gaming period was 14. I was into Street Fighter 2 and America. I was addicted to that game. America was awesome. Was that 64? America 64. What about you, Brax? Ben, I know you don't play too many games. Did you ever have a period of time where you're playing much games, Ben? Yeah, Mario Kart 64. Oh, that was the game, though, wasn't it? Who's your main character in Mario Kart 64? Yeah, what about me, you ask? Yeah, I was just saying, what was your peak gaming period? Like, what period of your life was a time where you played the most amount of games? On the weekends, I left my bedroom to shower and go to the toilet. I stayed in my pajamas and just play off. That game was just fire though. I used to play that a lot. I used to do co-op with my brothers. Not co-op, sorry, versus with my brothers. Used to play Peach. Peach was my character. Cooper Trooper was my character. Oh yeah. He had these spikes in the back. Oh, you know what, Cooper actually? You probably know this. If you play Cooper in Mario Kart 64, because you know you can bump people in the back when you're driving up to them. You can, if you have like a boost, you could like boost into somebody into the back, and you might knock them off a little bit if you angle it just right. But with Cooper, because he had the sparks in the back, if you try to boost into him, you'd always spin off. You will always, because his spikes would just like stab you. So you had that protection. You couldn't boost him in the back and try to knock him off. First player growing up, they had no peak. Now, what I mean is like the period where you played the most. Like, what point in your life were you playing the most amount of games? Or is that now? I don't know, maybe. King Coop. He seems slow. Oh, you know what? I'm confusing. Yeah, sorry. Cooper. King Cooper is the one with the spikes in the back. The Cooper. Yeah. It was. I know the one you're talking about. It's a little white guy. Yeah. Sorry, I'm confusing them. The Trooper. It was like Sorry, yeah, I'll confuse it. But yeah, King Cooper's the one with the spikes in the back. Cooper Trooper was a little one. I love Mario Kart back in the day. Yeah, that game was lit, man. The guys like Donkey Kong and Goofy because they seem slow. Man, it was addictive. Right. Yeah, Donkey. I mean, all the characters had their attributes, had their like pros and cons, right? The only thing is that in that game, they never pull up their stats, so you never know what exactly the pros and cons are. But yeah, some characters seem slow, but I think they had like, different other advantages that you can take. But it's just you didn't really know what they were, 'cause they never told you. One of my friends stole it when I had my birthday party. Oh no, that is not a good friend at all. I had no peak because I played games always. You peaked, maybe I didn't. Yeah, I think you might have misunderstood the question, to be honest. I'm saying there's a period in time where you played more games than any other period in time. You're right. That's what I mean. It's not a bad thing, by the way. It's just life. Like, you have a job, you can't play as many games. You go to college or whatever, you can't play as many games. You get a girlfriend, you're not playing as many games. So there's a period in time where you play more games than any other period in time, is what I'm saying. But it's cool. It's cool. No bother. No worries. it's like for me that period was from about 97, 98 up until about 2015, and maybe I'd say probably about 2000. I say really probably from about 2005 to 2015 is where I was like playing the most, I think. And then after about that is where it started to slow down for me, where you know, start to be more of an adult at that point. You know, start taking life seriously. Did you find you stole it? Oh. Yo, Sam B and a place to be. I suspected who might have taken it, but because I couldn't prove it, I had to let go. Oh, that sucks, man. Especially when you can't prove it. You know who it is, but you just can't prove it. Oh, that sucks, man. And you see them at the next day at school or whatever, and they're all smiling in your face, acting like it's nothing, acting like nothing happened. And you just know it was them. You just know, but you just can't prove. Oh, mate, I've been there. I've been there. We play less games when you first start going out. When obviously wears off, you play all the time. Yeah, once you've got her to fall in love with you, you can just start doing whatever you want. It doesn't even matter anymore. Start going back to being her. Just start going back to ignoring her. Start leaving the toilet seat up. Never flushing. You can start doing all of that. You just need to behave yourself for the first like week or two. After that, weekend. I hope you're doing well. By the way, no live stream Thursday night. I want to accuse someone, and then I'm wrong. Definitely had a hunch. It's frustrating. Say, yeah. No, for sure. Like I say, I've been there, man. When something got stole from me, and I had an idea of who did it, and the person, I was thinking to watch the person turn up to school with the exact same watch, and she was like, "Oh no, this is a different watch." Like I can't remember what she said. Something like I can't remember. Somebody gave it to her something. So oh, it's not your watch, it's a different one. And because it's a friend, I kind of believed her at the time. You know, because you want to believe them, right? You want to believe that this is not this person. This person's not going to sell. You kind of want to believe that. But it was like, I don't know, man. I feel like you did it. I feel like you stole it from me. I feel like you nicked that watch. I remember I told a teacher that I suspected her of doing it. That I suspected her of stealing a watch from me. But nothing ever happened in the end. If was ever uneventful, no, that's a shame. Oh man. Shingo versus Shing Small. Shingo versus Shing Stay. Oh, you ain't getting me. I got you. Can't give you an answer on it. I've been playing plenty of games growing up. Even games, not my age. Didn't have a peak period. Alright, no worries, no worries. I'm rubbing it in your face. Oh, for sure, for sure. Alright. You just have the system where you gotta watch for and you right. That's the thing, isn't it? Because I sort of watch on a wrist, and I was like, and I was looking at it like, that's just because I think I said something like, you got the same watch as me. I can't remember what I said, but something to that effect. And she was like, oh yeah, but this ain't your one. Somebody gave it to me or something. I don't remember exactly what she said. I don't remember, but it's one of these things where I say like it's a friend of yours, so you don't want to believe that they stole from you, but then it's like, it's not exactly a believable story. You know what I mean? The exact same watch, just when mine got nicked. Really? Has hurt his knee. He has been in and out, minor injuries, and he is doing my head in. Oh, was he ringing a bell and get you to like bring him food and stuff? Ring, 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 ring. Sam, I require assistance. Sam, bring me my slippers. Sam, feed me. I am hungry. Sam, prepare the toilet. I would like to defecate. Sam, carry me to the toilet. I have to confess, when I was a kid, I had sticky fingers, so I guess my situation was calmer. Yeah, I get that. Can't lie, I might have nicked a few things as a kid as well. might have half-inched a few things when I was a youngster as well. So yeah, what goes around comes around, as they say. I'm quiet when I'm promoting. Oh, might need to invest in a good pair of headphones. I'm gonna clarify. I grew out of it, thankfully. Yeah, indeed. Hey, that was bad, I can't lie. And today I have to take him to the day he's going. Corner shop. I have pinched some sweets. Did he just kill himself? He's a pinch the screen play. Oh yeah. I remember those. Oh, this guy's a scumbag. Okay, and that was Shootfighter 2 with Bolo Ewing, Michael Bernardo, William Zabka. You know, that's pretty cool. I like that. You know, which movie did you prefer? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess that they're both pretty cool. If I had to pick one off the top of my head, I don't know, I think I like what they did with the first one, where it was a bit more personal. You know, like he was like trying to like you know get money for his family, and so it made it more personal. And the other guy was like just trying to keep him out of trouble, but then ends up getting addicted to it himself, and they all both kind of in over their heads. Um, this one had that personal touch as well, with Bolo being the brother, but it didn't really do much with that outside of that sort of short flashback scene. Um, I don't know. They're both cool. They're both cool. I'm not sure if I prefer one or the other. They're both got some cool stuff. This one probably had better fighting in it, though. I'd say. I think again, just going off the top of my head, I think this one probably had the second one probably had better fighting. Um, but I don't know, man. I may have to watch them both again and then decide. But if I have to pick one for now, I'm probably gonna go with the first one. But yeah, they're both good. They're both cool. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed it too. If you're watching along, and if you weren't, then oh well. Ain't nothing I can do about that. No, can is there? Nothing I can do about that. But yeah, oof. Bolo Young, a martial arts legend indeed. Oof. So yeah, as Ben was saying earlier, there is no live stream this Thursday. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cancel this Thursday's live stream, and then hopefully it's all back to normal next week. But yeah, so briefly, just quickly, what happened is my car needs to have the coolant refilled, which apparently is not a particularly hard thing to do. I could probably do it myself if I had the coolant. It doesn't look like it's a hard thing to do. That being said, it's not actually my car. It's a rented car, so I should let them take care of it. So it's all done properly and with the right coolants and everything else. And of course, if something goes wrong, it's like it ain't my fault. So yeah, it needs coolant refill. So I booked to do that for Wednesday, but the problem is I can't really use it in the meantime, because if I start driving around with low coolant, it could be an issue, right? So I haven't been able to do any cab work from, I think, about Friday morning. That's when I noticed it, or Friday afternoon when I noticed it, and then up until I can get it refilled, which is Wednesday in a couple of days. So yeah, I've had impromptu had to take a lot of time off work, which means for the next week, well, for the remainder of the week and the following week, I'm just gonna have to do as much cab driving as possible to kind of make up for it. So yeah, unfortunately, it means that this Thursday is going to be a cancelled live stream, but hopefully, it should be back to normal next week. And I'll just be like driving pretty much every other time outside of that. So yeah, no live stream this Thursday. But tomorrow we're still watching the X-Files, so that should still happen. X-Files season 3. What's your favorite martial arts movie ever? Enter the Dragon is a classic. Did you finish? To be no from my torture movie. Yeah, Enter the Dragon is definitely a classic. I'll say Enter the Dragon. In fact, we'll talk about this the other day. I said Enter the Dragon is my favorite poster. Has my favorite movie poster is Enter the Dragon. But if I had to pick a favorite martial arts movie, I'm probably gonna go with Warriors 2. Which, by the way, it's actually called Warriors 2. It's not a sequel. It's Warriors TWO. It's pretty much like saying Two Warriors, but I guess due to the way language is translated, it comes out as Warriors 2. But I'd probably pick that as my favorite. But I've got loads, man. You gotta understand. I practically grew up on martial arts movies. I watch martial arts movies till this day. I had a period of time during probably like the 2000s, where I was watching almost nothing but martial arts movies for a while. So yeah, I'm quite up there with the martial arts movies when it comes down to it. So yeah, Enter the Dragon is a classic, of course. Bruce Lee, legend, and that was his big Hollywood debut movie that he did. But Bruce Lee also did a film called Big Boss, which was fantastic, low budget Hong Kong cinema. Way of the Dragon, which is the one that he directed, with also features Chuck Norris and epic fight scene with Chuck Norris, which are excellent fights. One of the best fight scenes that you'll see in a martial arts movie, in my opinion. He also did Fist of Fury, which was excellent. Excellent. Fist of Fury. What else? Game of Death. Yeah, Game of Death was his last movie. He didn't actually complete it. He died during the filming, and then it was completed using like stand-ins and old clips and things like that. There was also a Game of Death 2, which also starred Bruce Lee. Mate, listen, if you've not seen Game of Death 2, see Game of Death 2. It's a good movie though. Like, as far as martial arts movies goes, it's excellent. Like, it really is. But it's so the fact that the way they cover for Bruce Lee's character is just hilarious. But Game of Death 2 is excellent. Man, I mean, of course, we ain't even talked about the Jackie Chan movies, of course, like was it Super Cop? No, Police Story. Super Cop was with Michelle Yeoh. But yeah, Police Story, Snake and Eagle Shadow. Oof, what else was there? I've forgotten the names. But yeah, Mills on Wheels. No, sorry, Wheels on Mills. Excuse me. It's the other way around. Wheels on Mills. It's called. Dragons Forever was superb, mate. I mean, Jackie Chan along with Bolo Young and Yoon Bio, that those three guys. If you put them in a movie, you know you're getting a classic. And Dragons Forever was superb. Wheels on Mills was superb. Wheels on Mills, I say, would have my favorite ever martial arts fight scene, like between Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet. Urquidez. There's a fight scene between those two in that movie. Like, the film itself is okay. Like, it's not bad. I don't rate the film that highly myself personally as far as martial arts films goes, but the fight scene with Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet is by far my favorite fight scene in any martial arts movie. And they also have Benny the Jet and Jackie Chan have a fight scene in Dragon's Forever, which is excellent as well. Drunken Master, yeah, it's another good one. Armor of God, yeah. But yeah, dude, like, martial arts movies, that was my thing, man. That was my thing. Game of Death was the worst editing I've ever seen. I mean, the scenes where it's supposed to be Bruce Lee, but they put somebody else's face, but it's clearly somebody else, and they put Bruce Lee's face over it. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's like, mate, like, even by like 1970 standards, it's like, mate, nobody's falling for this. Nobody's falling for this. Like, they had a different actor. In fact, the actor that stood in for Bruce Lee was Yoon Bio, who did a lot with Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. But yeah, like those scenes where it was like an actor and then they put Bruce Lee's cut out over his face. I was like, mate, are you serious? Do I prefer martial arts to horror? I don't necessarily prefer one or the other. To me, it's just about what's a good movie. I mean, I probably have more of a history with martial arts than horror movies, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, a good movie is a good movie regardless of the genre. I'd watch a great horror movie over a crappy martial arts movie, or a great martial arts movie over a crappy horror movie. So yeah, it's just about what makes a good movie, and so yeah, no real preference, I don't think, but I've probably seen more martial arts movies than horror movies if I was to count them. Not that I ever would, because at this point it's like, I wouldn't even attempt. But yeah, just knowing that sort of my history of martial arts movies and my history of horror movies, I've probably seen more martial arts movies. I used to like go to HMV back in the day and just like buy martial arts movies because they were so cheap. Well, they weren't cheap, but they were cheap enough to just buy, and they were like $5.99. and you could just buy them on DVD, and I had no idea like what they were. I hadn't seen them before. A lot of them I've never even heard of, and of course you end up buying a lot of stinkers doing that, right? But I've got a lot of great movies as well doing that too. So yeah. They've been planning on completing it. Yeah, Mills, the fight choreograph was phenomenal, and for sure. I'm more into my horror movies now. In my youth, I was a martial arts nerd. Yeah, I believe you, Jacob. You still got HRV? I haven't been HRV for years at this point. They barely still exist. I think they got a few shops still in London around, and maybe some other places, but yeah, they barely exist anymore. You have no faith. Oh, Jacob, I might be on Sam's side with that one, but we'll see. We'll see. You still got time to prove us wrong. So, movie was called Born Invincible. Oh, Born Invincible. Born Invincible. Okay. I don't think I know that one. That's not Jackie Chan, is it? Let's just say the dwindled down big time. Blue Water Ken. Okay. Last one standing. Well, not quite, but still. But yeah, I think for me, like, there's definitely been periods of times where I've watched like more of one style of movie than another. So I had a period where I watched almost nothing but martial arts movies. I've had periods where I'd watch nothing but Bollywood movies. I had periods where I'd watch nothing but, you know, Japanese movies. Period where I watched nothing but Chinese action movies. You know, just various periods like that where I'd be like just watching movies in a particular, I don't want to say genre because it's not necessarily quite accurate, but just say in a particular kind of group, you know, and I'll just be obsessed with films in that group for a while, and then at some point I'm moving to another group and get obsessed with movies in that. So yeah, I've had I think for me it was definitely the Chinese action movies that kicked it off. In fact, I know for a fact it was Hard Boiled, starring Chow Yun-fat, directed by John Woo, which really kicked off my movie obsession. Because before that, right, you know, I'd watch movies, I enjoy movies, I like movies, of course, like everybody like movies. But I think that's the movie that I watched, and that let me know that I like movies more than most other people like movies. It's called Hard Boiled. If you've not seen it, by the way, definitely recommend it. If you like action, violence, and just what they used to call heroic gunplay. Yeah, back in the days they call it heroic gunplay. But yeah, if you just like action, violence, and people just getting shot up to pieces, then yeah, Hard Boiled, starring Chow Yun-fat, is one of the movies you definitely watch. You guys are recommending me movies. I'm recommending you movies now. Hard Boiled, excellent film. For physical collector, HMV is essential. Yeah, I hope they never fully go out of business. That would be a shame. It would be a shame, even though I haven't shopped there for a long ass time now. But it would be a shame if they ever actually went out of business. From her, I like a good natural disaster film. Okay, what's your favorite natural disaster movie? First DJ Casper, Magoo, very good artist. Yeah, I did hear about that. Actually, I don't believe I know those names, to be honest. I mean, I don't think I've heard any of their stuff, but I did see people posting about DJ Magoo. Rest in peace to DJ Magoo and DJ Casper. You got vinyl, DVDs, gadgets, and sci-fi books. HMV is the one. Another great place for collectors. Oh, Forbidden Planet is, yeah, I haven't been there for time as well, but yeah, I know the one in Shaftesbury Avenue. Yeah. I used to hang out there back in the day when I used to read comics. Back in the day, I used to go down Forbidden Planet, but it used to be on a different place. I can't remember where it was before, but it's on Shaftesbury Avenue now. But before they moved to Shaftesbury Avenue, they had a different location. It was like, it wasn't far from it. It was like in the same area, but it was in a different location in the same area. But yeah, I used to go there like about once a month or once every couple of months. You know, get the bus into town and all that, you know, and then buy a few comics and then read them on the way back. That was my favorite back in the day. I think back in the day, yeah, man, go to Forbidden Planet and then pick up a few issues of Spider-Man or Daredevil or something. They come back and just be reading them. Yeah, it's gonna. There's one in Croydon. Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's cool though. They should be branching out. Cha-Cha Slides. DJ Casper. Okay, okay, I see. I think I know that one. Cha-Cha Slide. I think I know that. Sounds familiar. Volcano's my fave, but I did like Delta. Oh yeah, I remember Delta tomorrow. That was where I went for my manga movies. Yeah. Day After Tomorrow was I want to say Douglas Quaid, something. No, something Quaid. I want to say it's something Quaid. Robert Quaid, Danny Quaid. It's something Quaid. I'm sure. And I think Jake Gyllenhaal's in it as well, or Gyllenhaal. Let me try to say it properly. Jake Gyllenhaal, because it's a Swedish name. Gotta say it properly. Gyllenhaal. But yeah, man. I ain't been feeling it at the time though. I pass it every now and then driving by it, but man, I ain't been there for a long ass time. Times are changing, man. It's just difficult to get to do stuff, all the stuff that you want to do. Yeah, just looking at their website now. They've got a few stores around actually. Like Liverpool, Croydon, Southampton, Newcastle, Cambridge, Coventry, Birmingham, Bristol. There's one called After Shock. It's a horror film. It starts off about an earthquake and then goes into horror thriller. It's a good film. I haven't been to a Boom Planet for like 10 years. It's really good. Yeah, the special effects were impressive. For the time, definitely take. Yeah, man, life gets in the way, innit? Life gets in the way. I should watch Delta tomorrow in the cinema. Dennis Quaid, that's the name I'm thinking of. Dennis Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal. Man, it was like all my underground movies and. That's a good place though. Yeah. Long may it prosper. I think places like Film Planet though would probably be around for a while, even with the internet age. Because I think one of the advantages places like Forbidden Planet has is that the type of things that they specialize in. I mean, of course, yes, you could buy them online, and there's lots of places you can probably even get them cheaper, right? But one of the things that that's cool about Forbidden Planet, at least when I was going there, and hopefully this is still the case, but when you go there, you meet in, like-minded people, like especially like the one in London. Like I assume the others are similar, but the one in London is like when you go in, like the top floor, the ground floor rather, by the way, is like where you have all the merchandise and action figures, toys, t-shirts, all that sort of stuff, right? And you go downstairs is where all the comics are. So once you're in that section, it's pretty much comic geeks. Like I don't know if you watch Big Bang Theory, where it goes to the comic book store. It's like that. It's like that on the ground, on the basement floor of Forbidden Planet. It's just like that. You know, you go in there, it's just comic book geeks. So you kind of meet them like-minded people who are just into it and know way more about it than you do. And it's kind of a cool thing that, you know, you can talk to them for a little bit, and you know what I mean, just kind of like, you know, if you go there enough, you get to know people. But you know, I wasn't there that frequently, but still, you know, if you can, then you can do that. But yeah, it's cool like that, because sure, you could buy comics online, but then you miss out on that very real part of nerd culture, which is just like talking it up with, you know, other geeks. You know. Be right back. Do you remember the old Virgin Megastores? Yeah, I remember that. I think I met Mick Foley for a book signing at Forbidden Planet in London. Oh, nice. Mick Foley, yeah. Legend, hardcore legend. Went to Forbidden Planets back in the day. I met people like that. Comic book guy. Out of Simpsons. Worst movie ever. Yeah, those guys like that really do exist. I mean, Simpsons is a parody of a lot of things, but some stuff is just kind of spot on, though, for real. People like that really do exist, for sure. They must have had a screw loose. Mate, the amount of times that guy's been injured or thrown off a bloody steel cage or Hell in a Cell or whatever, and he's had so many injuries and bumps. Like, the screw loose is kind of understated, I think. Have you ever used Meetup? I reckon I would have places who are into geek culture. Oh, for sure, I have used Meetup in the past. And, you know, not to say I would never use it again. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I haven't really been using it for a long time now. So, never say never, but we'll see. But yeah, Meetup is a cool website to check out. But it seems decent for things like that. Yeah, no, for sure. You could like, I used to. There's one group I was with where we went to see old movies. So we'd meet up and go to like, you know, BSI, and then watch like an old movie, from like, you know, the 1920s or 1930s or something like that. And that was a really cool group. Don't think I ever use it for poetry, actually. I don't think I've ever used it for poetry, but you can. There are poetry groups on there. There are definitely poetry groups on there, but I don't think I've ever joined one. Not that I can remember anyway. If I did, then I just never went to actually of the groups, of the meetups. Me respect wrestling, definitely. Oh no, for sure. Those guys go through a lot, and Mick Foley went through probably the most. Like, mate, the amount of things Mick Foley went through, like, if he hasn't been through the most, then the guy who's been through the most, bruh. Mick Foley's had like broken legs, broken nose, like missing teeth, ear mash up, you know, like concussions, all of that. Like, he can barely walk, you know. Yeah, Chris Benoit's crazy for a different reason, though. I mean, Chris Benoit might have been a different type of crazy. So, yeah. That's part of his air on a barbed wire ring rope. He's with the thumbtack things, where he just lands on the thumbtacks. Chris Benoit, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned him. That's so good, but yeah, just a different type of crazy, I think. Chris Benoit was actually one of my favorite wrestlers back in the day, though. In fact, do you remember like WWE used to, or WOF? Back then it was called WOF. They used to have a show called Bite This, which was their web shows, and what they'll do is that they'll get the wrestlers to come in and answer questions from the audience. And I actually wrote in a question that Chris Benoit answered, and the question was, what are the differences between wrestling? Sam's back. The question I asked was, what are the differences between wrestling in Japan and wrestling in America? And yeah, he actually answered the question, and I don't remember exactly what he said right now, but it was something along the lines of, I think it said something like in Japan, there's less focus on the entertainment side of it, which I don't know if that's still true. I've seen some Japanese wrestling in more recent years, and I'm not sure that's still true. Maybe it was true back then. This is a long time ago, but I'm not sure that's still true now. But he was saying something like there's less focus on the entertainment side in Japanese wrestling. Or that might have been it. To be honest, it's such a long time ago. I really don't remember, but I think it was something like that. But yeah, then he did what he did. Then he did what he did. Do you have a copy of? Nah. I mean, I didn't think to like record it or anything like that. To be honest, I wasn't even thinking he'd even answer it, because like I've written into shows before, and they've never really been answered. So I kind of just did it, you know. But I wasn't really expecting it to be picked up and then it to get asked, and but then it did. But yeah, I didn't think to record it or anything like that. So no, I don't have that. I'm sure it exists somewhere in the world. I'm sure some you know, WWE probably got it archived somewhere, but yeah, not for public consumption, I'm sure, by this point. And they Mega Tsunami, San Andreas, Ashfall, Volcano Twister. Are those movies or video games? Like Japanese wrestlers were exciting. I remember the XS. It was like a 2-hour talk show where they interview wrestlers and show classic matches. The Great Muta. It was on weekly around 2001. Yeah. Just shouldn't find that like yeah, apparently doing another Twisted Banks. Japanese wrestling. Twister 2, even twistier. This was the first film ever released on DVD. Okay, that's an interesting fact. I did not know that. I did not know that. You know, the WWE were really doing a lot with the internet, like long before a lot of companies were doing stuff. Like they had like a whole like archive that you could watch online. I remember this. Like you can go on the WWF, as it was WWF back then, but you could go on their website and you could find like, and this is like maybe back in like 98, 90, you know, it was 97, 98, I think. Like you could go on their website, you could find like old clips from like old like Raw episodes, or some old clips from like some of the old pay-per-views and things like that. And even when it came to like the pay-per-views, they were showing those online where you can pay, like I think at the time it was like £30, and you pay to watch it online. They were doing that long before you know, like the what do we call it, WWE Network as it is now. But even like long before, like even like I think yeah, even before like like you know like YouTube, like you could they had like all that sort of stuff online, and yeah, they had like the Bite This show that they were doing a lot, you know, like they did a lot with the online space, like long before a lot of companies kind of picked up and took over, and YouTube was like, oh, let's have a video archive online. You know, they were doing a lot. It was a great film, and the effects at that time were impressive. Did you guys think did the best promos? Oh, that's The Rock. Come on now, The Rock, hands down, The Rock. Like don't get me wrong, there's lots of people who've done great promos in the past, but The Rock was consistently just funny, and he had that really cool, great way of like being funny and being serious and not always knowing which one he was doing. You know, sometimes you knew it was just being funny, sometimes you knew it was being serious, every now and then you're not really entirely sure. And but he just pulled it off so well. The Rock, yeah, hands down, in my opinion, was, yeah, that he was doing the best promos. You know, there was definitely some good ones like the Ultimate Warrior. He would go crazy with his promos. Hulk Hogan, of course. Booker T. Let's not forget about Booker T's promos, right? But yeah, for me, I'll say consistently, The Rock was just putting out great promos after great promos. Ultimate Warrior, yeah. Ultimate Warrior is just nuts with his promos, though. He was all like, when the stars and the moons collide, and the earth goes into Jupiter, and then the stars rise in the deserts of the eagles, and the eagles, and then... Man was nuts. Man was nuts with his promos. Yo, what up, Frozen G? Yeah, I've been doing it forever. Barely in 2000. What was that? Being live streams? They were ahead of the curve for sure, yeah. And the Hawaiian rapid wildfires. Oh, right, yeah, there was a fire in Hawaii. Yes, I did see the headline on that. Yeah. Booker T was, yeah, Booker T had that most famous promo, though. Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you, nigga! Mate. May that never be forgotten. You don't do stand-up anymore. I haven't done stand-up for years at this point. Probably about 3 years, I think. Last one I did stand-up. I mean, never say never, but it's not on my mind to do it anytime soon, to be honest with you. You know, I like comedy and I like doing funny things, but I like the YouTube space more than I like the stand-up comedy space. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't. It's not I don't like the stand-up comedy space. I just feel like I prefer. I feel like my style is more suited to doing videos than stand-up. So yeah, never say never, but it's been a while since I've done stand-up. But I'm glad that I did do stand-up though, because like I feel like I've learned things from that. I think I've learned quite a few things from doing it, even though it was a very brief stint. But I do feel like I've learned quite a few things from doing it. So yeah, never say never, but I don't have any immediate plans to go back to it. But speaking of being funny and horror movies, actually, I did put up the Why Wrong Turn is Trash video that is now up on the movie channel. So if you haven't already, please check that out. Be much appreciated. Yeah, I feel like well, hopefully it's funny and informative. That's my general goal with those videos. Hopefully it's funny and informative. But yeah, that is up. Why Wrong Turn is Trash over on the Haze's Movie Room channel. It is up live right now. So yeah, check that out, please. Be much appreciated. He was used to get me pumped for the gym. Yeah, man, he was in good shape though, Booker T. Like his triceps though were like hard, you know. You know, Eric Clapton's song "Wonderful Tonight." I said, darling, you look wonderful tonight. Yeah, I know that song. Those fires in Hawaii are suspicious. What's suspicious about them? Like, I only really saw the headline, so I don't really read into it. What's this? I mean, I guess any kind of fire is gonna have a suspicion, like somebody, you know, threw a cigarette somewhere or something. Comedy is hard now. People are too PC these days. Watch it before I go to bed. I appreciate that, Sam. Hey, you got to be tripping. Wrong side is far from being trash. Well, like I say, hopefully I've made. It's funny and informative. But the thing is, here's what I will say for now though about the Why It's Trash series of videos that I do. It's kind of an inside joke a little bit, in a sense that most of the films I talk about are films that I actually like. Um, I don't know if they call it an inside joke, but yeah, that's kind of the underlying joke, is that most of the films I talk about, I actually do like. But I'm talking about things that they do that either don't make sense or don't quite add up, and I'm trying to, like I say, keep it funny, but hopefully make some good points. Because at the end of the day, even the best films out there, they'll do silly things from time to time. It's a thing. Um, so yeah, most of the films I'll talk about I do actually like. That being said, most of the films, not all the films, some of them are actually just trash. Some of them are actual trash. I won't say what I think of Wrong Turn, which category that one fits into. But yeah, hopefully, like I say, hopefully I made some good points, and hopefully it can make you laugh as well. It's Wrong Turn 2003, by the way. I know they remade it. I haven't seen a remake, but Wrong Turn from 2003 with Eliza Dushku. That's the one I'm talking about. The Rock did a hilarious cover of that for Vicky Guerrero. I want to see your actors under 4 minutes in there. I think I saw that actually. Yeah, I think I saw that when it happened. Yeah, I'm watching that right now, by the way. But yeah, I've seen this before. I saw this when it was when it aired originally. For me, Jacob, Wrong Turn is one of those mid films. It's enjoyable enough. It's not terrible, but it's not up there either. I think the fires were lit deliberately. I think they're trying to gentrify Hawaii and the indigenous people, refusing to give up their sacred land. Those are Wrong Turn films are trash. I'm into crazy inbred music movies. So you'd watch a crazy inbred lunatic movie, but you won't watch Martyrs. Mm, yeah. Found it really disturbing. The Rock was a good singer, though. Like, I mean, there's certain people who, like, when they stay within a certain range, they can actually sound really good. Rock's one of those people. Like, there's a range, I think. Yeah, I remember this. I remember this rock concert. No, so it was a completely different level of disturbing. I have to be desensitized to it. I have a very good voice indeed. Biatch, you look horrible tonight. Oh, the Rock, man, come on. Come on, man. The Rock was on fire back in the day, man. The Rock was on fire back in the day. Here you go. I got a movie. It's called Inbred, and it's a bridge horror. Yeah, deluxe charms, charisma, humor, talent, voice. Some guys have all the luck. Well, put it this way: if your wife ever cheats on you, or if your girlfriend ever cheats on you with The Rock, just say thank you. Like, you know what I mean? Just say thank you. Like, you can't get mad. You can't be like, how could you? Just say thank you. Like, you gotta understand something. Like, in a world where The Rock exists, if you have a girlfriend, she settled for you. You understand? Like, so, she settled for you. So, like, be grateful. Be grateful. You were not her first pick. You're probably not even her second or third pick. Let's be honest. Like, so just be grateful that she's with you. You like, nah, The Rock was just in his bag back then, man. I think one of my favorite promos of his was the one where it was about to go inside the six-way cage match or Hell in a Cell match, and he just ran through everybody. He was like cussing out Kurt Angle, cussing out Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Triple H, Rikishi. He just cussed everybody, you know. I did it for The Rock. I did it. Ah, shut your mouth. That means they're gonna have to take on the game. Yeah, no, it's not like Montes. I have a few casualties in Hawaii so far. That's a shame, man. Rest in peace. I suspect the reports are not accurate. I think that Rikishi, you from I did that for The Rock. I did that. If you ever have watched Emmerdale, and Brad has Patty from Emmerdale in it. Inbred, as opposed to outbred. Inbred, 2011 horror comedy, 1 hour and 38 minutes. It's on Amazon Prime, actually. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it on Amazon Prime. Let me add that to my watch later list. I saw promos on YouTube of Superstar Billy Graham. He was great promos. He actually inspired Hulk. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, he was one of the big inspirations for Hulk Hogan. He actually passed away, I believe, recently. The Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan was Hulk Hogan. Yeah, 2018. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I might be looking at the wrong Billy Graham, my bad. I think I'll just... Yeah, here we go. The 2023, okay, yeah, passed away just earlier this year. There was a different Billy Graham that passed away in 2018. Rest in peace to both, though. Get my pickup truck and drink some Steve Weisers. This is some Backstreet Boys. You just ran through everybody on that one. See Patty in a different light. That's why rest in peace, Ben Graham. Broke kids lost their lives too. Oh, that's a shame. Birthday Greatest F. You hold big breaths. So take the night from hugging it. You smell what the rocks cooking. Yeah, he kept calling it like a $2 whore or something. Like, mate, imagine having a job where you call your boss's daughter a $2 whore. That's crazy, bro. Imagine having a job where you go into work and you call your boss's daughter a $2 whore. Like, mate. Wrestling is just a whole different world. It's a whole different world. Let's go on the suspect and Coronation Street was my favorite. Coronation Street, oh yeah. Used to watch them also, Jacob. Nah. I don't even watch TV anymore. Yeah, Coronation Street I never watched, or Emmerdale. I think maybe outside of like maybe a couple of episodes here and there, but I never got into it. What was the other one? The one that was in Liverpool, Brookside. No, I never really got into that one either. But yeah, Neighbours I watched a lot of back in the day, and there was a period of time where I watched a lot of EastEnders, and there was another one that I used to watch quite a bit as well. Hollyoaks, I want to say. I think it was Hollyoaks. Used to watch that one for a while, but yeah, kind of fizzled out. Over a decade. Was my I love Brookside. I remember one episode of Brookside, or a few episodes of Brookside I was watching, where it was like there was a body buried in the garden, and they were just digging up their garden for whatever reason, and they found a body that was buried there like years ago. Apparently it was like a murder that happened there like years ago, and then they buried the body in the garden, and then years later, and the new people have the house, and they're digging up their garden to like do some gardening, and they found this body just there, his hand sticking out. It's like raw. Snap. Come on in, Bev. It was self-defense. Oh, okay, it was like that. Imagine though, like you doing gardening one day, like you buy a house, and one day you look at the garden, yeah, let me do some gardening. You start digging stuff up, and then like a whole ass hand just start sticking out. That's mad. But I guess Trevor won't be missed. So let me ask you guys this actually. Speaking of like murder and domestic cases. So recently, and I'm going to tell you the story as best as I know it. Granted, I'm not going to claim that I know the whole story, 'cause I'm sure I don't. But here's a story that happened, I think, a few weeks back. So there's this I think it was a TikToker and her mother were recently convicted of murder, right? And they were convicted of murder because they were chasing down these people, these two guys, and then like rammed into them with their car, did all kinds of things, like, you know, to get them off the road, and they end up killing them. There was a phone call made by one of the guys to like emergency services, so there's a recording of his like last moments. So they got convicted of murder for that, right? Now that's bad, clearly, like just running people off the road, not a good thing. But here's the but. The reason they did it apparently was because the two people involved were trying to blackmail the TikToker and her mother over some, shall we say, naughty pictures. Actually, let me just say nude pictures. Let me not say naughty. You want to take nude pictures, not naughty. Do your thing, do your thing. But yeah, they had some nude pictures, and they were effectively were blackmailing them, threatening to blackmail them. Well, like I said, we're blackmailing them. Not free. You can't threaten to blackmail you, but do what you don't. But yeah, they were trying to blackmail them with about the nude picture they had, like saying they'll expose them, this, that, and the other. And so rather than doing what they asked, they chased them down and ran off the road. So now, like I said, I'm sure that's not the whole story. I don't know. That's just kind of what I know of it. Based on that, though, what do you think? Like, should they have been convicted of murder, or should it have been a case of, hey, look, they were actually, I mean, not to say killing people is the right option, because I don't necessarily think it is, but you know, they weren't. They were effectively threatening their livelihoods. So what y'all think? What y'all think? I remember the free campaign and Sun News back in line. That's it. Yeah, Triple X might be something else. Oh, actually, there was a movie called Triple X. Yeah, with Vin Diesel. So, made two of them actually. There's three in total, but he made two of them. So, yeah, got a bit far. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's like, I get it, but yeah, maybe killing's gone a bit too far. But then it's like, I don't know, like, they probably should have got a punishment, but murder, I don't know. Part of me is feeling like murder might not have been the right way to, but it's a tough one. Because yeah, they definitely shouldn't have killed him for that. I mean, like, you know, it's other ways. But then, yeah, you're threatening people, you're threatening to expose people, that ain't nothing to play with. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, granted, it maybe doesn't warrant a death, but it ain't nothing to play with. So yeah, nobody innocent in that situation, I guess. Ain't nobody innocent in that. Is Fallen 1998 on the movie list? I don't remember, you know. Let me check. is not. But let me see if it's one that could be added, or if it's one that we'll avoid, because it might depend on a few things. We'll see. Well, it's got 40% rating at Rotten Tomatoes, so that's good. We like crap movies. Let's see here. Denzel Washington, we like Denzel Washington. It's a 2-hour movie though. I don't know about a 2-hour movie. I mean, I do like crappy movies, and crappy movies are good to, but 2 hours might be a bit long. It's like 2 hours and 4 minutes, so I don't know. Yeah. No, I might have to allow this one actually. I think it might just be a bit too long. This one might be a bit too long. I mean, if we are gonna do movies, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like we can't do movies that are longer, but I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather not have too many of them. And with Arnie season, I think there's already gonna be a few in there as well. So I said no, I'll add it to the list. But it might be a while before we do that, just because yeah, it's a longer one. Two Girls One Cup was old school. What was it? They were pooping in the cup or something. I never actually watched it, by the way, but I read about it, or I heard about it. It was like two girls pooping in a cup and drinking it, or eating it, or whatever. But yeah, that was the thing back in the day. Like, everybody was doing reactions to it. It was like one of the first really popular reaction trends, I think. And this was back before people showed what they were showed what they were looking at on the video. See, now when you watch a reaction video, they got like the corner, you know, where, like, you know, like maybe around about there, you'll see like a box that shows up. That's, you can see what they're seeing. Long before anybody was doing that, yeah, Two Girls in a Cup was around. And it's probably just as well it was around before that, because those videos get banned if they were showing what they were seeing. Yeah, videos get tech off. I mean, I guess technically there's no real time limit, but ideally I'd like to keep movies below an hour and a half. Like I said, we can go a bit longer. We have done movies that are over 2 hours before, and there'll probably be some coming up. I think with the Arnie season, there's at least a few that are over 2 hours in that season. But yeah, just generally, I think I'd rather keep them to an hour and a half or less. Otherwise, it gets long. Just gets long. Terrifier 2 is yeah. Yeah, we've done a few like Terrifier and I think Face Off we did. That's over 2 hours. So there's been a few in the past. So, and there's probably might be a few coming up, but yeah, just try to keep it to a minimum. Of some embarrassing footage of me. Sorry, I would have to put hands on them. But I'll draw the line of murder. Yeah. Yeah, for real though. I mean, revenge, what's it called? Revenge porn or blackmail porn or that kind of thing. It's been around a while. Ain't cool, man. Ain't cool. Maybe shouldn't result in a murder, but it ain't cool, man. Ain't cool. Yeah. But guys, I think it's about time I start winding down. Next live stream due tomorrow. Watching X-Files season 3. Continuing X-Files season 3. But no live stream on Thursday. I'm skipping Thursday this week, just for this week, or hopefully just for this week. Who did? Yeah, nobody would question it. I mean, if it was a dude who did the killing, or yeah, Ben's doing some IRL stuff tomorrow, so won't see Ben till next week. So if a dude killed a woman that was blackmailing him, or trying to blackmail him, I don't know. I think somebody would say something. That might be on. I don't know. That might be on the news. I think if a dude, yeah, I mean, if it resulted, well, I think if a woman was trying to blackmail a guy, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think anybody would care too much about that. Like if she had like some nude pictures of him and tried to blackmail, I don't think too many people would care about that. You'll get some people who would say it's not right, blah blah blah. But I think the general consensus, my guess would be that not too many people would care about it. But yeah, if the guy actually killed her. Yeah, I think that would be an issue. I hope it would be an issue anyway. But wait a minute, kind of taking a step too far there, buddy. But yeah, now the world is unfair in a lot of different aspects. That's for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, so yeah, next stream tomorrow, X-Files. But yeah, no, that stream on Thursday. Was gonna go to the North Cave on Thursday to finally take on Sephiroth again, but that's just gonna have to wait. Just gonna have to wait. People's attitudes would be different now, for sure, for sure. People are scumbags. I think that much is evident and clear. The one thing we could all agree on is that people are scumbags. Most people are scumbags. You guys are cool. You guys are cool. But yeah, if you haven't already, let me put this in the link in the chat real quick. So yeah, please check out that video, why wrong turn is trash. Check it out, let me know what you think of it. If you haven't already, subscribe to that channel too. That's where I post all my good content. I just do trash on this channel, but that's where I post. that's the channel where I actually make effort, you know what I mean? That's the channel that I actually take my time with and try to put some effort into the videos. So yeah, check that out, subscribe, check out some other videos there too, please, much appreciated. And then come back here for some more trash content, because that's what we do here. I'm sure you will enjoy the garden things I can. Kitchen also. Oh no, that's still going on, still going. It's taking ages, man. I don't know. Hopefully soon, but mate, listen, these guys are. Actually, you know what? To be fair, it's not the builders. It's not. It's yeah. It's not their fault. I know that, but it's just more the company that it was kind of done through, like some issues they had with like the measurements not being all too correct in the beginning, but yeah, it's still going on, but me it's been finished, man, because it's just long now, I swear down. But anyway, let me not get into that right now. Till whenever. if ever. Peace.